everybody else's hands, this is a microphone. In my hands, it's a pipe
Too much can be done on this mic that I ain't doing ready.
pipe bomb.
Hey guys, it's the best time of the year, March Madness, so I figured I'd do something completely nuts and play a set from which I have never seen a single card from before. Which means I'm going into this draft completely blind as a fucking blind person. I don't know what is worth what. I don't know what to do. I don't know what the abilities are. So, when all else fails, stick to a color, pick things that go together. And I apologize if I have to read like every damn card. Also, I don't know what. At first, it took me a while to figure out morph, amplify, provoke. Some scary ass shit. So I really don't know what to take, so I just go with the elf. I figure elf is a smart pick. Kaboom! That looks kind of interesting. That untaps target elf. Huh, no, wait. I don't think that's very good, is it? No. Is that good? Is that good? I don't know. Someone tell me! There's some interesting zombies in this set, I must admit. I don't know why I passed over that card so quickly. I don't know what it is, but when I go into these old sets and I play black, I feel like if I don't get a shitload of removal, I don't know what to do. That's a shock. I know what shock does, so I'm gonna take that. This is how I draft people. I don't know what that does. I don't feel like reading. And the problem with these drafts is it gets later and later. You don't know what to, you don't have time to like read all the cards. So I'm sitting here like a retard. Everyone else in the draft must hate me. That doesn't actually look terrible. I don't know what that does. I have no clue what that does. Fear. What was that? Deal damage or something? These charm things remind me of stuff that they had in Planeshift. That's an elf that lets you put extra land into play. I haven't seen any like massive creatures though, so that's an interesting goblin. Target creature gets +1/+1. I mean, it's an instant pump spell for red, and it's like 1 mana. That seems pretty good, so I'm gonna go with that. Is that good? Oh, there's a good elf. Wow, there's a lot of... Wow, that's an interesting zombie card. Huh. Zombies must have been big when this format was out. Then again, I don't know. See, now, if I am gonna play with elves, large creatures would probably be the smart thing to do. I haven't seen much in terms of removal outside of red and black, so I'm guessing that this is a... I don't know how many beasts I'm gonna have, so I don't know if that card is very good. 1/1. That's a big... I remember that elf. That elf was a reprint. Can't be blocked except by creatures with flying and reach. It's a pretty good big elf. And I'm not going for combos, because I sure as hell don't even know what the cards do, let alone know how to combo them. I mean, if I'm taking elves, I guess that I guess that card works best with elves. Do you like my thought process here? This is costing me 15 tickets, by the way, and I don't think I have, like, more than, like, 30 cents worth of cards. Although it seems like red and green are being heavily underdrafted. So is, I guess black is the big color in this set. Um, or maybe I'm just not taking good cards. Shit if I know. Like, I may be passing, like, the greatest decks in the history of time. Please, feel free to leave me feedback. Uh, I went with the Flying Goblin because I was just scared and confused and the time was running down. I don't know, that gives protection from black. I mean, I'm not committed. Now that seems like a really good card since I've seen a lot of like X1s. So, that's an elf. Guess I should take the elf. I do have kind of an elfish theme with all three of them. I later found out after I did this draft that elves and goblins were rather prevalent. That card, I don't know, do I really need to untap elves that badly? I'm actually looking up if that card is worth anything, which I think kind of screws up my pick. Because for some reason, the website that I go to see what cards are worth was slow. If you hear that, Heath, your website was slow. Need new servers. Kaboom sounds interesting. Maybe I should have actually read what Kaboom does. But I just went with the auto pick there. I didn't want to screw up. Okay, now that's an interesting elf. I mean, turn one, you get 2 lands. It's kind of like a faster it's a better version of Viridian Emissary if you open up with the right hand, I guess. Although that charm isn't terrible, considering the amount of 1/1s. Another one of those elves. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Leave me feedback, please, and tell me if artifacts and enchantments are big in this set. Whenever a player... Is that the beast? I don't know. I have no clue. Whatever. I'll just take that. Okay, I know what that is. That's a cycling land. Those are from Saga. I could figure that out fairly easily. I don't know. Sack a goblin, target creature gets +1/+1. Doesn't seem terrible. Yeah, I'm looking up the price of the rares. Shut up, all of you. Is that any good? Is that any good? That's foil, so, I mean, it can't be bad. There's only one green card. That card looks really interesting. Considering all the elves and the mana that I'm producing, something that deals 5 damage to target player and looks very promising, and it's not a 1/1 compared to like every other card in this set, apparently. When did they make this set? Because I quit after like Planeshift and then restarted in SOM, so this is all like brand new to me. I don't know what that is. That has something to do with the morphing cards. I haven't figured that out yet. I don't know if I should take that. I mean, it flips, you destroy target artifact or enchantment, but if I'm right, if I read it right, flipping, that's interesting. I had to read what Amplify does. That card, just reading it, I'm like, wait a second. That card's good. It gives a creature +X/+X. I mean, who doesn't like a pump spell? I don't know if that's any good. If it was a good rare, I'm sure it wouldn't it wouldn't have been passed. And I know that in any set, when in doubt, draft rares. Um, that's interesting. Another pumping guy. Slivers. Oh, they brought back Slivers. That's badass. I love Slivers, man. Was Slivers ever a viable deck? I don't know if I made the right choice here, but I'm gonna go with the card that gives a creature plus X, maybe? Yeah, I'm definitely going with the card that gives. Yeah, plus. Now, this is an interesting card. For each elf that comes into play, I get a 1/1 insect. Well, I don't get a 1/1 elf, I have absolutely no fucking clue. That creature with reach could be really useful, but that card just seems like a kind of broken in a sense, in a set that has so many different, like such a wide assortment of elves that keep getting passed to me. A beast, uh, a sliver, quick sliver, morph. That's interesting. You know, I didn't really read that card well enough. That when it morphs, it gives a creature like a little giant growth effect. That's pretty badass. But I'm gonna go with this thing. I just need to know what Amplify does. Apparently, for each beast card I show in my hand, it gets +1/+1. And Provoke, uh, that's interesting. Morph it, and it gets creature gets +3/+0. Like some of these morph abilities are pretty cool, but I'm guessing that they go fairly early since I haven't seen a ton of morphing creatures, and the ones I have seen that have good abilities are very far and few between. And since I don't know the set too well, I'm gonna stick to creatures that come into play face up. Um, I don't know. I mean, there's another elf. Add 1 mana for each elf in your in play. Well, that sounds fantastic, now doesn't it? I gotta hope no one like glitched in a blasphemous act. Sack a goblin. Goblins you control. Am I still sticking with the whole goblin thing? I'm not 100% on that. There's a thing with reach, I believe. That's a nice little wall there. That stops. But then again, I don't know if you know, if I may be the only one drafting creatures that don't fly or have fear or intimidate or whatever. You know, I just don't know what exactly. I think I need more big creatures though. I'm lacking in the large creature department. Um, that's definitely a card I want to draw on my um, first turn. Put it out turn 2. Should I just abandon white? I think I just have to abandon white at this point. I don't think splashing is viable in this situation. Okay, so there's another big fat creature, and I love nothing more than big fat creatures. That card is insanely good. I just didn't know it at the time. Um, Sliver, I think, is it? I don't know. I'm passing a lot of flying, so I really want a guy with flying or reach. But this guy's big, and based on what I have mana-wise, like, I should be able to get out big creatures rather easily, as long as they don't hoard all the shocks. Uh, I don't know, sacrifice a goblin. I think I kind of abandoned goblins. I don't know, that does something to face down cards. I don't even know if I have a card with morphing. You know, and the worst part is I just don't have the time to really read over the cards. Whatever, it's a rare. I guess I don't know what that does. It's a rare. I'll just take the rare. It's probably worth nothing anyway. Uh, that looks like it could be really annoying. Like if I don't block it and it flips and 10 of my top cards get exiled or something, it seems like a pretty badass little card. But whatever, I'll pass it. I think I should be able to deal with 2/2s, just like chump blocking them. Now, thank God that Creature with Reach came back, because I was really getting worried that I wasn't going to get anything. A 1/1 with Trample. What is it going to trample over? A 0/1 Cobalt? No, it can't even trample over that. Yeah, I'll just take the Quick Sliver. Go Quick Sliver. I don't know, it just sounds kind of like Quicksilver. I don't know. I'm abandoning white, and as I could see as time goes on, yeah, let's get rid of the flying people. Whoa, 1 mana flyer. That's pretty cool. I would have loved to have a few of those back when I was playing a Millstone deck with 4 mana, 2/2 angels. I got my 1/1 trampler. Alright, so my rare is junk. I'm looking it up right now, actually. Looking up the price. Yeah, I know, it's sad, but you think I give a fuck about what you think? Apparently every set in Magic has to have a dragon. I don't know why, though. I don't know what that does, nor do I really feel like reading it. That's a good card. I know that card from Pauper. People would put, like, Rancor on it. It would be annoying as hell. And then the Hexproof deck came out. Hexproof is so stupid. Now that's pay 3 life, target creature gets +1/+1. Is that good? I mean, be completely honest, like... So I went with the big dragon thing. That seems pretty cool. Gets counters on it and whatnot. And I haven't seen anything really that could deal... Well, actually, now that I look at it, that's pretty insane. Morphs, and then it does like a... Yeah, it could do like 3 pings to 3/1/1s or take out a big creature. That's pretty badass. It's definitely a card I should be taking. And it's only 1 red. So even if I abandon goblins altogether, because right now I'm at what? Like 50 playable cards? Now let me remind you, I don't know what's playable and what's not. Oh god, I know that card. That blue card up there? The one with Storm? Oh god. I don't like that card. It scares me. Well, that does 1 damage to something, and you could also cycle it, which seems really good. I hate Storm. Why don't they just ban Storm, and then we get rid of all the Storm decks, and then people will stop complaining? That probably seems like the best one here. There's another one of those 1/1 elves. That works well with the your elves get +X/+X for each elf on the board. Add 2 to your mana pool, but only if you have 5 or more lands in play. That's the first enchantment that I've seen that actually seems good. Put down my 1/1 trampling elf. Seems like a fantastic idea. But that looks even more interesting. What is that? When a card is flipped, deals 1 damage, you deal 1 damage, target creature or player? I mean, morphing has to be like the thing in this block, so... Okay, I have about 15 to 16 too many cards. I do like that dragon, though. I mean, deals damage, each player gets a Wheel of Fortune. For those of you who don't know what Wheel of Fortune does, each player discards their hands and draws 7 new cards. I don't think I'm gonna need that rare. I don't have too many things that flip. Shock's good. Alright, so what do we have here? So, that's like a Crown of fire or whatever, but it does, uh, it comes back from your graveyard if you, that thing makes dragons cost 2 less to cast. That's interesting. Amplify, is that another amplify card? I have no idea what that does. It has too many words. I refuse to read it. That seems like an interesting enough enchantment. I mean, +1/+1 in trample, and it comes back to play when I put out one of my big creatures. I have no issues with that. Um, the hell does that do? Shit if I know. I really have absolutely no clue. I might be passing the greatest dick of all time, and you're all sitting there going, why don't you take this? Why don't you take that? Why don't you take this? Why don't you take that? Well, because I have no clue what to take. I'm going with the basics, and the basics would state that, you know, if you have more creatures, you know, than your opponent, you should win more games. I don't know, I took that because it just seems like it would frustrate me in some way. Dragons cost 2 less to cast. I believe Carrion Feeder. That was a Carrion Feeder. That was a promo card. That's an elf. There's a giant green thing, but its morphing cost is massive. Wow, it's a big dragon. If I was playing like straight up red, I'd definitely play that card. But I ain't playing straight up red now, am I? That's pretty badass. And actually, after the draft, I went into the forum, and people were talking about whether or not they should take that card. I guess that card's a pretty common rare, if that is an oxymoron. And, you know, but people were afraid of its, you know, the upkeep cost. Well, that's another great elf. I have no problems with that elf. I mean, him plus the dude that gives +X/+X for each elf, it seems pretty badass. I just wish I had like one more gigantic creature, or maybe like one red kind of like light, you know, shock, lightning bolt, something in that territory that wasn't a creature, just like spot removal, like a beast within maybe. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna play that card for that card. Okay, apparently I am. I have no clue what to take here. Storm angers me. Nor do I think I actually need to get the lands out of my deck, but I don't see anything else there of use. So I just showed all, and that's all. Oh wait, no, I made a pick and I forgot to press record. My bad, ladies. Okay, so another goblin thingamabob. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, destroys an enchantment or artifact and it cycles. Okay, so elf, 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 sliver. No, you're not an elf. Elf, elf, good elf. Enchantment, elf, elf. Nah, not a huge fan of storm. Elf, elf, beast. Not beast from X-Men. You know, beast. Elf. I don't know how many artifacts and enchantments I'm going to deal with. Elf, elf, beast. Beast, beast, beast. Pump spell. I don't know, but if I was playing like, you know, like playing Magic by numbers, this is exactly how I would do it. I would try and keep it as simple as humanly possible. But you know me, I can't keep shit simple. That'd be against my nature. So I have to get some of that red stuff in there. Shock's important. I'm going to take a gamble that flip cards are used a lot. Although that card looks interesting. Every time Beast comes into play, it deals 4 damage. But granted, yes, I have 5 Beasts, which would kill my opponent. That just doesn't seem very likely. I've got the 2 things that whenever a creature flips, it deals a damage to a creature or player. That seems really insane. I mean, that works for when my creatures flip, when his creatures flip. And I have the elves to play it, so. And that elf that makes mana makes any color mana, which is pretty cool. So, so all this time while I'm doing all this, I completely forget I have that foil card that deals damage when it morphs or whatnot. I guess I'll take out the 1/1 Trampler elf. Now, in theory, I wasn't sure whether or not to go with 17 or 16 lands. So I played it on the safe side and played 17 plus the cycling land. I don't know what people would normally do. But this is the deck I'm going to run. It's basically mono green elves. And will this work? I have absolutely no clue. Will I win? I have absolutely no clue. Do I know what I'm doing? No. But I'm going to, give it ye old college try, as they like to say in the Navy. Well, see you guys round 1.